Right, I'm just taking a shot at this kind of makeshift kind of marker for the island, so that when the sea's round it, people can see that there's actually quite really severe rocks round about here if a boat came near this in high tide. But what I want to show you is I've had to come down here because when I was standing up there taking a shot of the kind of makeshift buoy and the flag, the mountain was behind it. So there was no separation and you could just see the flag with the mountain. So I've had to come down here and then take a shot of the kind of makeshift buoy with the flag sticking up, so that the flag's coming out of the horizon and there's nothing behind it. So what I'll do is I'll show you that image, the first image of where I've took the shot, and then you've got the mountains behind it and the flag's in front of it. And then I'll show you this second shot that I've taken from a different angle, and I'm lower down so that I can more or less shoot up towards the buoy, or the makeshift kind of buoy, and the flag's sticking in the sky. And you can make your mind up what image you prefer. I mean, it's not the best subject, but as I keep talking about separation, and I showed you way back in one of the Glencoe videos with the overarching tree, the difference that separation makes. Hopefully this one makes sense, because this is a perfect example, even if it's not the best thing to photograph. So I hope that makes sense, and I hope you can choose what image you like. Right, so before I go, I couldn't shoot towards the sea earlier because the sun was coming up and the sun was so strong. But now the sun's behind a cloud, the light's getting diffused, and there's a beautiful kind of glow in the horizon, and it just looks absolutely stunning. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a few shots here, and what I might do is put the long lens on and then take some shots with the long lens, because the Bass Rock, it's really prominent in the horizon, but because of the soft sun and because of the diffused light, it looks like pastel colours. And then what we've also got on the rocks over here, as the tide's starting to come in, is the cormorants. So I might be able to get shots of the cormorants silhouetted in the backdrop of the sea. So what I'll do is I'll take a few shots and I'll share those images with you now. Right, so I finally made it to the tree that I started off saying that I would take a photo of. So what I'm trying to do is get a composition here. I'm trying to get the tree, but I'm also trying to incorporate the oil rig as well. So that could be quite nice. So what I'm shooting at is a 1/6 of a second f11 ISO 100. I'm half a stop underexposed, and it's just so that I make sure I capture the sky. Even though I've got the ND filter on, I can bring up the shadows. But what I don't want to do is have too many highlights in the sky that I can't recover. And I'm just looking over there and I'm watching how fast the tide's coming in round about me, so I need to be really careful. Right, so what I'm going to do just now is zoom in to the tree and I'll take a couple of shots. So what I'll do is, rather than you have to watch me go through every single step and every single composition that I take, what I'll do is I'll do a number of different compositions of this old washed up log, or it's actually a tree stump. It looks quite nice because it's quite weathered, it's quite white, and it's quite a nice strong contrast between the dark rocks and the white, or the white and the cream log. So I'll take a number of them, I'll go closer to it as well, and I'll take those shots, and then I'll share all these images with you now. Alright, so I've come further down the beach to the very edge. I'm just watching as the tide comes in, but I've come to the edge of the beach so I can get a wee bit closer to the cluster of cormorants, because there's a nice inlet of water in front of me. If I turn the camera around, you might just be able to make out those cormorants over here. And I've got this nice pool of water in front of me here as the sea's coming in. So what I'll try and do is take a couple of shots here, and then what I'll then do is move over to that point there at the beach and see if I can get a wee bit closer to the cormorants without disturbing them, and see if I can get some silhouetted shots, because I'm not going to get any detail because they're backlit by the sun. So what I'll do is once I've taken those images, I'll share them with you now. So, I was down taking shots of the cormorants there with the 24 to 70, and it's just too wide. So what I'm going to do is try and get some fast shutter speed shots. What is a curlew? Oh wow! Taking shots of a curlew, so hopefully they've turned out. Right, so these are getting silhouetted by the sun. See if we get a shot of I'll get a shot of the oil rig. Right, so what's happened to me? There's the water at my feet already, and I'm just moving my settings around. So I've got f5.6 ISO 100, but it's my shutter speed that I'm changing. So I've got a 250th of a second, and I can feel the water all around me, so I'm moving back again. Oh, this is coming in so fast. Just take some low level shots, and that's my feet surrounded with water again. Right, I'm heading back to the top of the beach because I've got to get absolutely soaked if I stand there, because I'll just get caught up taking photographs. Alright, so as I'm walking back towards the car park, I'm just what caught my eye was I've moved away. There's a pool of water here sitting on the beach, but as I was walking across, the sun was directly in it. But now I've come to the side and I've zoomed in a bit to keep the sun out. It's actually a really nice image. So I'm just changing I've still had the high shutter speed on because of the shots I was taking of the cormorants. But this is really nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to darken it a wee bit, because I'm getting some highlight clip-ins and the water in the immediate foreground here. So what I'll do again is I'm just going to turn the camera around, because I just want a different composition. Stunning. It actually looks like a sunset the way that this is, but the smoothness of the ripples of the beach, it's absolutely cracking. So what I'm going to do now is use the beach as the foreground. I've dropped the camera down to reduce the horizon. That's actually really nice. So the other thing is, I've been asked a question, what's this little bag? So this little bag, I bought this new bag which is smaller, to encourage me to carry less equipment, so it's lighter for me when I'm climbing hills. And I had no space to put my filters, so I bought this wee bag. It's a filter holder, and I put a wee Caribou on it, clip, so it doesn't fall off, but it's got a velcro so it holds onto the leg of the tripod. And to be fair, I wish I'd bought one of these years ago, because it's absolutely brilliant. It's so much less fuss than having to continually go into your bag to get your filters out, whereas I just lift this. There's a compartment for every filter, so all my ND filters are in there, my big stopper's in there, my screw plate for the lens is in there. So yeah, it wasn't expensive, I just got it off Amazon, it was only £20. So yeah, these, if anybody's out there and you're faffing about with filters, it would be worth investing in a wee bag, because honestly, it does make a lot of difference. Right, so what I'll do is I'll take quite a number of shots here. I'll do some portraits. Again, I've got some landscape shots. There's a heron in the background, but there's no chance this camera is going to pick that up with any detail. We'll just get the silhouette. And then what I'll do is I'll share those images with you. I mentioned earlier that this bay's got a lot of historical significance. So behind me is Rudin's Point, and I'm actually standing in Shell Bay Beach at the moment. And then over the other side you've got Kincraig, where the old battlements used to be during World War II. But this area was used well before all these campsites and caravan parks were set up for World War II training. So what happened was all the Polish soldiers came over, who were our allies, and what they did was they did some special kind of air parachute exercises into Shell Bay and Kincraig, more from a kind of practice and defence. And it was so successful that the Polish army were then granted the honour of having their first allied British squadron here in this area. So you can just imagine there was a lot of bombs going on, there was a lot of grenades going off, and I'm sitting today and it's so peaceful and tranquil, and it's a huge thanks to all those soldiers that probably allows us to stand here today and enjoy the beach and the scenery, and for everything else in this area. It's quite impressive. And as you walk along the beach, there's a lot of kind of old style war barriers. So all those big concrete kind of hex-shaped barriers are scattered around the shore, where they were hid behind as part of their defences in case the German armies and the Germans started to invade the coast. So yeah, it's an amazing coastline here, and obviously the geology is incredible as well. And I'll move closer back to the car and we'll see what other compositions I can find on the way. I've had a weird one. There's something to be careful of when you're walking, even if you come here and it's low tide. So what I was doing was I was walking along the beach, and as I was walking along the beach I'm thinking, oh, there's a lot of water there. And what was actually happening is the tide's come in that fast on the other side of the beach. The water's coming right round, and I'm walking along a high-risey beach and the water's starting to surround me. So what I had to do was go back and then work my way across to the rocks and then come across. So be careful if you're out on the beaches. Just be careful that if you're on a high elevation beach, just make sure you're aware of where all the tide and the water's starting to come in, because if not, you could get yourself into trouble. And where I'm standing here, I've got the rocks and they're at head level, so it can be really, really deep in these areas. So just need to be careful. So this is probably going to be my last shot. So what I've done is I've found it's like a water trail going through the beach, and it's actually quite nice. And I've set it up for portrait because what I want to do is zoom in, and I want to try and see if I can get as much of that water trail as possible. And I'm just tilting the camera down because what I want to try and do is get the water trail to come from the bottom right and then sweep out. Although the sun's getting quite harsh now, it's coming back out and it's not getting as diffused as much as it was. So I'll take a couple of more shots here, and then what I'll do is I'll share those shots with you. Alright, so I think we'll end the video here. I'll need to shoot back because I've only got so much time this morning. But hopefully we can make a video of this. Hopefully that was interesting, and hopefully some of those images came out really nice. Yeah, hopefully they did. You'll have seen them already, so you'll be able to make your mind up. So again, like I mentioned in a couple of videos ago, if you want me to take shots of certain things or certain topics or even genres, just let me know and we'll see if we can do it. If it's something I'm familiar with, I'll be able to explain it properly. If it's something new to me, then you can join me on the journey as I'm learning in that process as well. But anyway, I'll end the video. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do, because you know it's free. And if you press the bell notification, that'll let you know the next time I post a video. So thanks very much for watching, and here's to the next video.